Welcome back to the K24 Sigma channel. Today we're going to be doing a flap. So we've got the, I forgot what this is called.
The flap.
Yeah, the flap, the air pump, the off and on switch, and we've got the MAC valve. That's all of the stuff.
We've skipped ahead a little bit, trimmed this out already. That's the piece that's going to weld to the flap to the exhaust, and we've got the rear tear or the bottom teardrop section ready to weld on, already cut as well. It's a bit time consuming, marking, cutting, marking, so we skipped ahead a bit, make it a bit more enjoyable to watch instead of up and down, up and down, up and down. Have a go at this jumper too, by the way. Ooh!
Come check this out.
Oh, look at him go. Here we are back in the shed today. It's another day. Finished the flap off today. Haven't got the young bloke with me, so I'll be doing it by myself, which is cool. I'm going to hang out with Mum. So yeah, get into it. So divider pipe's all welded up. Yeah, it looks like arse because the stainless was dirty as to weld. Fitment wasn't as good as I could have made it, but to be honest I don't really care. It's my own personal car. It's not a show car, it's just something to have fun in. I'll make sure everything fits alright. I'll put it back on. I'll show you a video from underneath with it back on. That's where the old wastegate pipe used to go in. So yeah, I'll put it on, we'll go underneath, have a look. So it's bolted, not bolted in completely, but it's on enough to have a look from underneath. I'll grab the flap, make sure we can fit it where I want it to go. I was surprised actually, I didn't think it would fit back through the engine bay. I thought I'd have to load it up through the bottom of the car, but it went through. Maybe not with the flap on. So here we are. Obviously that'll come over a scotch out there. It's pretty close to that. I might have to wrap that. Oh, we've got a bit of movement actually. That's where it'll be. I'll put a bit of heat wrap over the transmission lines there, and then our flap will go right there. If I can get it to sit, it'll sit right there. Oop, right there. A little bit far out of the car, isn't it? But we'll see with a bit of taparoo. Get it up in there a bit more. Hold that thought. So there we have it. It's on. It's up higher than the exhaust, which is what I like, because then you know it's not going to drag on the ground. That V-band's just there temporarily. Temporarily? I think that's how you say that word. But yeah, it's just banged on there for the minute. I'll rip it all back off, and hopefully I can get it back up through the top. If not, I'm going to have to try and juggle it around to get it out. Jack's there holding the exhaust up. But yeah, tack it on, weld it up, and I'll put the teardrop on the bottom. Bit of a thing with these flaps too. You got to be careful not to bang them on to like have the pipe or the tube too deep inside it, deep inside the flap, if you know what I mean. No, because the it hits then on the actual flap itself, so you got to be careful. I have actually been in a hurry and welded these before, and then the car was on the dyno and the flap didn't open and the exhaust was red hot, so I had to go under and take it all off, cut it all, weld it all back on, and then put it on the car while it was still in the dyno. But yeah, that's it. So with the actuator off, you can see as it turns, that bit of tube there, if it focuses, sometimes we'll get hung up, well that's hung up on this, but it'll get hung up on that bit of tube. It's better. Don't know what happened then, but it gets hung up on the bit of tube, and then you're in a welder hurt because you've got to cut it off. Well, that's it, welded on. Again, I don't really care what the welds look like, to be honest. I couldn't get all the way in there, so I welded the inside of there. It opens nice. Well, it does close, but that's hitting on it, so it won't let it shut. But yeah, there we have it. I'll cut the teardrop and weld that on. So that's that. Teardrop's on. I was going to put it back under the car, and then I noticed I'll just follow the flow of the scratches here. So they sort of go in that direction somewhat. So I'll just put that in the same direction and save me getting back under the car and messing about. But that's it. At my sort of power level, this is really unnecessary. It's more just for the sound and to be cool, shoot some flames out the bottom of the car. It's not till you get over 5, 6, 7, 8,000 really, and your exhaust just can't flow enough to get the air out. You can weld like 1-inch strips evenly apart, 4-inch, 1-inch. I did it because why not? The welds aren't the greatest. We might have skipped ahead a bit because I stuffed up a bit with the filming. But you cut that out, trim this to suit, which I didn't do a great job this time, but it's my own personal car, so I'm not too fussed about it. And this was ceramic or heat ceramic coated in black, but it's all coming off. It's been on there for a while now, and if you bump it or rub it, and I'll show you for example, just sort of flakes off in parts, which will have to get redone at a later date. Not too fussed about it. But that's the flap on. You can no longer get it in and out from the top of the car. You have to go underneath the car to get it in and out. Used to be able to go in through here, as you've seen, I think previous video you see me take it out, but now it has to go in from the bottom, which is no biggie. Just means you got to jack the car right up. It'd be alright if I had a hoist, maybe in the future if I win the lotto or something. But yeah, I'll put it back in, we'll see where it sits. I'll wire it up, I'll put that back in, we'll see where it sits, and yeah, moving on. There you go, it's back in from the top. It's not tight or anything, just sitting there with the V-band on it to hold it in place for me, see where we're at. And pretty much there. Still a bit warm. But that's it, really. That's how it'll sit. Teardrop looks hectic. There's enough room for the shifter. I'll have to put a bit of heat wrap over these. I think it'll be alright, to be honest. They're just a bit of extra safety though. And yeah, let's get it wired up and get it working. Get some flames out. That actually sits pretty damn low. We might have an issue here. Houston, we may have a problem. I didn't think it sat that low. We'll see. I'll bolt the exhaust up, get it all nice and tight, and we'll go from there. So it turns out it's actually pretty low, but it's not lower than that bolt, nor is it lower than the muffler at the back. We'll see how we go. If it's too low, I'll just modify the modifications and cut the teardrop off. A bit more ground clearance, but I don't really care, to be honest. It looks sick. It's filthy under here because we live in the bush and we've got to drive up a dirt road for like 4 or 5 k's. So it is what it is. Now I've got to find somewhere to mount this. I might mount it in the car somewhere. Not really sure at this minute. Alright, so for this, I think I'm going to mount it up under the dash here. I don't know if you'll be able to see, it might be a bit dark. But I'm going to mount it up here, like such. The way it's up out of the way, I'll trim this off around it in case someone puts their feet up in there. It's the only place I can really put it, I think. I was going to put it up in here, but no, I was going to put it up in there, out of the way. It's just not enough room, and I don't know. I think easier for access if I just get it there. So yeah, that's where we'll put it. I'll put the switch here next to the overdrive switch, and then we'll test it. So these are the instructions. Pretty simple. I'll wire these to there with a Deutsch connector. That'll be me power, fused power to the switch, and the earth to the back of the dash. Alright, I'll show you when that's done. There we have it, wired up. Just to a Deutsch connector, nice, easy, simple. Now I'll get in the car and I'll run the power and the earth, and then we'll give it a whirl.